conscious rap, like, you know what I mean?
We're older.
We're rap that mattered, right?
We're older.
Right.
You know, we came from a different time.
And right now, when I'm listening to the music, right? When I listen to new music, no one is teaching. No one is. It's actually murder music.
No,
like,
there's plenty out there. You know, it's just that their stuff is not going to float to the top without the concern of how much could get sold or whatever could get sold for a business proposition. And that's what it is. It's always been this. This is an entertainment business. It's like they do accounting by numbers, man. More is better, you know. Better is not always, you know, bigger. In my case, it's like you could be better with the quality instead of the quantity. But that necessarily isn't business, but there's a lot of cats out there. I just did something with a young brother named Consequence. You know, just did a video. He caught me, he's an independent cat. He caught me at JFK and said, listen, I could get this video in. Because, you know, today, people listen with their eyes. You know, they all screen agents. You know? So it's screen agents. Yeah, screen agents.
Just say screen agents?
Yeah, they're screen agents. And I didn't make it up. You know, I got my antennas up, so when somebody say, yo, Chuck, they screen agents, I'm like, ding, ding, I'm a registered. But they listen with their eyes. So necessarily everybody kind of, you know, if they got something, they got to put a visual to it. So Consequence stopped me at JFK. Him and his man got out, boom, boom, boom. It's a video clip and it's going up, you know, viral wherever. So they out there making efforts. I think the biggest difference, Nori and Effin, and James would probably agree with me, is that we've seen the business take groups and individualize them. You know, because it's easy to it's easier to renegotiate, or in our cases in hip hop, renegotiate or renegotiate a contract with one person as opposed to a group. And that's probably the biggest difference, because what we've seen since the 90s is individuals instead of groups. So when you first said group, it was a group effort. From the Bomb Squad to the S1Ws with Griff, Jay's Bomb, you know, to Flavor and myself. You know, me and Flav, man, I mean, come on, people's like, oh, you guys, man, are so different. Yeah, you're damn right we different. Damn Skippy, we different. You know what I'm saying? It's like we come from a neighborhood, Roosevelt, Long Island, where everybody knew each other, small town on the outskirts of New York. All our peoples is from different areas of New York. My mother and father from Harlem, 151st Street, right? So, you know, people moved out there. You always going back and forth. We went to all the boroughs. Maybe not Staten Island back then. Not till Wu-Tang turned it into Shaolin. I'm talking post-Force MD, right? But we went to check out everything. And so when it came to do something in hip-hop, it was taking all the collective efforts of people that did real things in our neighborhood and just like put it to wax, man, put it to rhymes, because in our neighborhood, cats did real things, man. But then we go back being a little older, too, because it wasn't miraculous for a cat in 68 and 69 to have common sense when sense was common. You know what I'm saying? And they realized that they had to do something against that. And so we decided to do like what would happen in our neighborhood and put it to wax, because hip-hop was a beautiful thing, man. Hip-hop was such a beautiful thing, man. In the 70s, before it was wax, I wish I could have sliced it and what Starsky, Flash, Melly Mel, DJ Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? What they were doing, Curtis Blow, what they were doing, it was like, you looked up to them like they were aliens, man. And I said, wow, man, and that's what bit me, man. So when we was a group, it was a total group effort. You know, Public Enemy is a culmination of a lot of brilliant parts. They all beautiful cats, man. And like a big, big family in a barbecue, you know. Yeah, people are like, oh man, you guys might have differences. Yeah, you damn Skippy, like family and neighborhood.
God damn it. God damn it.
It's like the original Wu-Tang. If you think about it, as big as that, you guys with the Bomb Squad and then the S1Ws, like such
everybody
a collective of people.
Wu-Tang was like, we don't give everybody a mic. But Public Enemy, I had a mic, Flavor had a mic, they know a Griff had a mic. But everybody
that might have turned out differently for Public Enemy. Everybody had a mic.
Yeah. And then let me tell you, in all due respect to the Wu, because they are just amazing. You know, it is just amazing to this day. I mean, if I could be another rapper,
you would be in the Wu-Tang Clan?
I would be Method Man.
Ooh, okay, I can see that.
I mean, even Method Man could read, he could read the newspaper, man, and I'll play it.
All right. Yeah. So, did you nickname Busta Rhymes? Did you give Busta Rhymes his name?
Well, Leaders of the New School was a bar and Don't Believe the Hype. And we felt that, Busta was a 5%er, just like a lot of young cats were at the time. You know, it was the seeking the knowledge itself.
Right.
You know, especially back then, it's like, okay, I don't know.
It was dope to be smart back then.
Well.
Now it's dope to be stupid.
Well,
you didn't know your mathematics, you got your ass.
Yeah. Nah, I mean,
I know my mathematics to this day.
Everything is coming at you, right?
Yeah.
So we said, you know, just understand, you know, there's a certain lifestyle, social martial arts of being able to see what's coming. And that's why it was always that quest for knowledge itself. So at that particular juncture, you know, young people say, you know, it ain't gonna be given out here, so I'm gonna gravitate to the 5%er and still have a piece of myself, you know, without it being a regiment, you know, regimented situation. So, you know, he would go back and forth from Long Island to Brooklyn, still claim Brooklyn because it's, you know,
it was fly to be from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, you know, back then it's like people were like claiming.
And everybody had Jamaican belts on.
Well, pretty much, well, especially him.
Especially him.
I'm coming at you. From Jamaica. So I mean, like many people, because New York is a melting pot. When you study New York, it's a melting pot. Everybody's from all over, man. When you study migration, that's the movement of our people. So
what you doing with my water, sir? I don't understand what's going on over here.
So and don't be shy and afraid, man. Because as y'all get, you know, your thing, I'm gonna still be here. So but anyway, yeah. So his name was like Chillo Ski.
Oh, that was a horrible name, Busta.
Well, yeah, it might have worked. But what we used to do, we used to be like, listen, man, I'm a big sports head, man, and go Knicks, because I'm catching the game. And big shout out to my man CP, the franchise for Knicks Fan TV. But anyway, I'm a big sports fan. So one thing about sports, you can't just come off the top of your head and say what's what. It's fact is fact, and you got to go off the fact. So I was like, listen, man, we need something to represent the way you spit, the way you guys rhyme, man, but we got to rename y'all because, man, out there, man, there's a million rappers. Like now it's a trillion.
Now it's a trillion.
Back then, it's like, you got to stand
It was a million
out.
back then?
It was a million back then, bro.
Oh, damn.
Yo, man, that's why you can't
Just
come.
it wasn't streaming.
Well, yo, man, you can't come to a New Yorker and say, yo, man, this is that. Because the cat's been like, I've been seeing rhyming for 50 years, yo.
Right.
It's like, so anyway, long story short, I'm like, yo, man, this cat plays football for Nebraska. His name was Busta Rhymes. I knew at that particular time, man, I said, damn, if I could pick a new name, and I was kind of a little established.
Wait, time out. What did you just say?
His name was Busta Rhymes.
There was a guy,
a football player.
There's a Busta Rhymes that exists?
And he played later on for the Minnesota Vikings.
He has to hate Busta in real life. He has to hate Busta.
I think Busta met him later on. But anyway, I said, listen, dude, and back then I was like,
by the way, you're blowing my mind right now. I'm like, I got chills.
Well, it's documented. So I said, listen, Chillo Ski's not gonna work. You Busta Rhymes. And that's what your name is. Of course, you get the side eye at the time. It's like, nah, I'm not feeling this Busta Rhymes. Son, you Busta Rhymes. Y'all are leaders of the new school. And Hank named Brian Higgins, you know, big up to Higgins and Higgy Higgins' brother. Yo, he named him Charlie Brown. And Dinko D already had a fly.
And they're teenagers at the time, right?
They're teenagers.
Yeah, right.
Matter of fact, they was around. They was always downstairs at the 510 recording studios. And when we first came up with the track of Rebel Without a Pause, they were just hanging around. So every time we play I remember them climbing and running up the sides of the walls, and I'm like, sit your motherfucking asses down. And every time we go back to it, they go crazy and doing like they
and that energy's in their music too. So.
Yo, they like transforming, their bodies was bending and shit, and running up the ceiling, and I'm like, we got something here, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But
let's make some noise for that. That's crazy, bro.